All right, guys, so take a look at this. This is a 2023.5 CVO Road Glide. They just came out with these like a week ago, I guess. You know, I'm actually going to get off for a second here so you can actually take a look. It's a completely different beast. There's nothing that I've seen that's like this bike. So, you know, normally on your Harley Davidsons, they have, you know, Harley Davidson brakes. These have Brembos, double Brembos on the front. Wow. 121. I've never ridden a 121 before. So that should be interesting. I love the, look at that. All the foot pegs and everything. This is pretty nice here. Wow. That's pretty sweet. And it's the very first bike with modes. I want to jump on this bike here. It actually has 3 modes. So we're actually in the sport mode now. It has rain mode. Apparently you can change the mode on the fly, so that's rain mode. Then it has highway mode. And then it has sport mode. He says, yeah, I want people to start in rain mode. So we'll start in rain mode. It's got a toe heel shifter, which is pretty cool. Like a sparkling metallic color. Is that, what is that? Well, this is Whiskey Neat with Raven Metallic, or is it Dark Platinum with Pinstripe? So 42 or 48, 990, almost 50 grand for this bad boy. Wow. Wow. And it's a road glide because, why is it not a street glide? Because the street glide actually has the fairing attached to the forks. And on the street glide, when you turn it, that'll actually turn the whole fairing. And the road glide, the fairing is fixed. Look at these grips. I love it. All right, wow. It has almost like ape hangers. Almost like ape hangers. All right, so we're in first gear. Wow, it didn't really clunk, which was surprising. All right, should we take it for a ride? All right. I gotta get used to this thing. Wow, we got floorboards on this bad boy. Wow, pretty nice, smooth, pretty smooth, not too top heavy. These mirrors are pretty interesting. Doesn't seem like stock Harley Davidson mirrors, which is interesting. I think we have the radio on. Not sure how you turn the radio off. Well, that's kind of distracting. There's a lot of different buttons. All right. There we go. I found the volume button. I found the volume button. All right. So we're going to turn it off. All right. So we're going to take this bad boy out. It feels like a bad boy. All right. This is rain mode. Oh, yeah. I love the stance on this thing. It's like kind of like a chopper. Oh, yeah. I'm in love with this bike already. I noticed it seems like the mirrors, like I can't get the mirrors to go down enough to where they're actually usable, which is crazy. All right, so this is kind of weird. The mode selector switch is the same switch as the blinkers. That's pretty wild. Everything's different on this bike. Everything. All right, this is rain mode. Wow. Wow. That's pretty fast. Wow. Whoa. I love it. Wow, this bike is awesome. Wow. It's not too loud. These mirrors will not go down to where I need them. It's kind of a bummer. Pretty stable on the road. It seems like if you compare the road glides to the street glides, it seems like the road glides are more stable. I think it's just because the wow, there's a lot of wind. It is pretty loud. Wow, it's very loud, very loud wind. Wow. Of course, I'm going 65. All right, I want to switch modes. She said I can switch it on the fly. Going into street mode. I'm actually going to jump right into sport mode. Yeah, I would say this is one of the bikes with the louder wind. And it seems like it's loud on my left ear, which is weird. Very smooth, very smooth. Easy to handle. Super nice. Wow. Yeah, you definitely have a more kind of a lean back stance on it with higher handlebars. It's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. And on this bike, it seems like, you know, when I was going 65, it felt like I was going 50. And it seems like it goes faster than you would think. So you go 65, it doesn't feel like you're going 65. It feels slower. I think just because the suspension is so nice on this. It's like you're just floating on glass. It's amazing. Wow. Pretty nice. So the seat's pretty good. It's not like a Road King where it's like really plush. It seems like it doesn't have that much cushioning material, I guess you'd say. But it almost seems like it's like some kind of memory foam or something. So it's not too bad. But yeah, we'll have to see. You know, when I rode the Fat Boy, you know, with the new seats, it seemed like it was pretty comfortable until I took it out for like 3 hours and it was killing me. And I actually ended up switching the seat on my Fat Boy. All right, now I have to remember this is not a trike, so I have to put my feet down. And it has floorboards, so you have to really pick your feet up. Get them on those floorboards. All right, let's see what this thing's got. Oh, wow. That was pretty crazy. So when accelerating like that, like full open, like full on, it didn't really feel like I was going to pick up the front end. And I really had to lean forward to kind of get into it. Because it almost has like a backward stance to it. It's just like you're kicked back on it, which is weird. I think it's because of the higher handlebars on this one. But it seems really flickable, really super flickable, which is pretty nice. It has an interesting dash and display. It's interesting on this display that they put the miles per hour over on the left, and in the middle there's like nothing. Almost seems like it's almost as big as like a TV screen or something. Like you could watch movies or something. Just weird. You'd think you want miles per hour right in the middle, unless there's, you know, something else. But boy, that wind is loud, super loud wind. The power on this is pretty addictive. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this bike? The weird thing is, it almost seems like the handlebars and the grips and the mirrors are in the wrong orientation. Like they need to take the whole thing and kind of twist it down to where you can actually see in the mirrors and have a different access to the buttons, like over here. I don't know. It almost seems like they kind of lifted the handlebar up but didn't adjust the hand grips. That's kind of what it seems like on this bike. This is the new CVO Road Glide. Pretty sweet. Pretty smooth. The mirrors, I have to like stand, I have to sit straight up as I could get, and to peek in the mirrors to see them, and I just cannot seem to get the mirrors down. So I might have to actually ask them about that, see if they can adjust the mirrors down a little bit. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Looks like it has some crash bars on it. No pegs on the crash bars for like highway pegs or anything. That's probably the first thing I'd put there so you can kind of stretch out a little bit. Seems like a nice sized bike for a big guy or a small guy. Seems like it would be. So I'm 6'4", it fits me pretty good. Of course, it's hard to find a bike that fits me like perfectly. Not many bikes do. The one that really fits, I guess, would be like the Pan America. I'm like, my feet are like dangling on the Pan America. It's like so tall. This thing's got a little vibration to it, that's for sure. Alright, let's see how it turns around here. Turn it around. Pretty good, pretty good. A little bit top heavy because of that fairing. Not too bad. Boy, look at how much it vibrates. Quite a bit. Seems like it has more vibration than most for a stock Harley. The clutch is very forgiving. It's like, I don't know if you install this one. Wow. Oh my goodness. That's got a lot of power. Boy, that wind is so loud. I'd say this is, I'm actually going into the wind now. Let me slow down a little bit. So I'm still at 59 miles an hour. That wind is deafening. Wow. It's so weird how different fairings are completely different. Sometimes you'll have bikes that are like completely silent with no wind, and sometimes you'll have a lot of wind but it's not that loud. This one is like, I literally almost feel like I need earplugs. I don't know if it's affecting my audio, but it is super, super loud. Wow. That's pretty crazy. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this bike? The seat, I can tell the seat is a little bit fatiguing. I don't know if I could go more than 2 or 3 hours on this bike without it kind of being a problem. Of course, if you put highway pegs on it, it kind of stretches your legs out. And it really depends on how tall you are too. So, for shorter riders, it might not be a problem. But boy, that's that wind noise. That is something else. So even at 55, it's loud. It's pretty incredible. Whoa, I gotta get used to this bike. Turning into these corners. It's pretty sensitive, I'd say. You don't have to, it's like you don't have to put much pressure on either side of the handlebar to really turn into the corner. It's really super, almost effortless around the corners. Waving with one hand, no problem at all. Wow. I don't know if you can hear me over that wind, but it is super loud. It's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. First thing I would do is try to figure out a different fairing on this thing. The brakes are kind of interesting because when you press on the brakes, it's almost like... let me see. Let me see how this thing can take off here. Wow. Oh, that power is addictive. Wow. That's amazing. But when you press on the brakes, it's kind of interesting because it feels like your brakes aren't that good until you reach a certain point, and then they kick in, which is weird. Almost like it has, like, I don't know if it's like computerized digital program brakes, or it doesn't feel like it's consistent throughout the whole brake. When you first get on it, it's like not that much, and then you reach a certain point and it's like 10 times that, which is, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of weird to explain. That's some pretty weird brakes on this thing, unlike anything I've really ever felt. Maybe it's because they put Brembo brakes on a Harley Davidson. I've seen Brembo brakes on like the Pan America, but I've never seen one on a cruiser, which is interesting. But yeah, it's a pretty nice bike. If it wasn't for the wind, that's the one thing I don't really like about this bike. But a lot of times you can change the visor configuration. Boy, those brakes are kind of hard to get used to. So I find a lot of times on bikes, when you first try them out, there's like little minor things that if you actually bought the bike, you can go through and change them out and upgrade. You can change the seat, you can add highway bars, and a lot of different things. So a lot of times the stuff like that's not a deal breaker. And on this, it almost looks like I could maybe change the angle of the visor on the front. So maybe it's just a bad angle that's making it loud. Not really any buffeting. It's not bouncing my head around. And kind of the weird thing is it's taking most of the wind off of me, so I don't really feel like I'm like getting blown off the bike or anything. It's just super loud. Got hit with a little bit of rain, a couple sprinkles, not too bad though. I was talking to the guy doing the demo days here at Avalanche Harley Davidson in Golden, Colorado, and he's like, that rain's coming. If you want to ride the CVO road glide, you better get on it, because there's going to be a line of people once they find out that it's actually here. Wow. Yeah, that's like, I definitely need earplugs on this bike. One of the few bikes that I feel like I need earplugs. It's pretty amazing. Oh, those brakes. The brakes. I don't know if I like the brakes. It's like there's a little bit of brake, and then I press on it and it's like 10 times as much brake. Ah, it's weird. Very weird. Very, very weird. But it's a nice bike. It's fast. It's very nimble. Super nimble. It doesn't feel like it even weighs like 500 pounds. It feels like a super light bike, which is weird for being a big bike like this. Doesn't handle the bumps too good. Seems like it handled them all up until that one. I don't know how it would do in like big potholes or like a really deep washboard. Seems like it wouldn't do that good. But boy, these brakes are definitely something to get used to here. Clutch isn't too bad. It seems like it's pretty forgiving. Not too bad at all. So we're back at the demo days here. Pretty awesome bike. Just needs a little bit of tweaking here and there. Of course, I haven't found a bike that's like perfect off the line anyways. It seems like every bike you get would be, seems like it needs a little work. Little upgrades here and there. The other thing that's kind of interesting too is this seems like it has a pretty touchy throttle. Like sometimes when I grab the brake, it gives a little bit of throttle, which is kind of weird. But that is quite the bike. Quite the bike. Oh, look, the floorboards actually pop up. That's pretty cool. All right. So that is 2023.5 Harley Davidson CVO. Oh, look at the seat. That's kind of interesting too. It's like a little bit of fabric right above the cushioning. That's pretty awesome. I love the color. I love the pinstriping on it too. That's pretty awesome. And the spokes. I don't think I've ever seen spokes quite like that on a Harley Davidson. That's pretty wild. Look at the way the spokes connect. That's awesome. All right, there you have it. That is the 2023.5 Harley Davidson CVO Road Glide for almost 50 grand with the 121. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.